SABC News senior sports reporter Duduzi Ndlovu and video journalist Temba Njobodi, this week traveled to Durban, of course, where the CAF Schools Football Championships were hosted by the Confederation of African Football President Dr. Patrice Motsepe.
They had a wide-ranging conversation with Minister of Sport Zizi Kodwa, touching on schools sports development and taking a closer look at upcoming major sporting events where the country will be represented. Let's hear more.
We are joined by the Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture in South Africa, that is Mr. Zizi Kodwa. Mr. Minister, welcome to SABC News. Here in Durban, it's all about Africa, it's all about CAF and football at grassroots level. That's where it all started, even for us in South Africa.
There was a period in the country where we had what was called physical education. We had Wednesday sports and so on. Those things are no longer there. And I think we must bring back, because sport must not be an extramural. Sport must be part of the curriculum. It can't be an after hours. And we think that some of the best sporting nations, they've got a good foundation of school sport. And I think one thing that we undermine as a country is the ability of sport, the role it plays in the economy, what is called sport tourism. What we have already observed in the past 2-3 days, that is the future of Bafana Bafana. That is where you must identify talent, the development, as well as excellence. And I think the school sport plays an important role, not only in social cohesion and nation building, but in developing young people. But it must be part of curriculum. It can't be an extramural activity. It's part of learning.
There's no doubt that it's a year of women in sports in South Africa. From the beginning of the year, the under-19 and the senior women cricket national teams, they were playing in World Cup tournaments.
Well, interestingly, I don't want to make a comparison that they carry the aspirations of 60 million people. That is why the first day when I was appointed, I said there are certain things that are cardinals, non-negotiables. We shouldn't be 29 years into democracy talking about equal pay, equal work when it comes to sport. Transformation is non-negotiable for me. And I think that we have not supported enough women's sport.
Going back to women in sport, Minister, next Netball World Cup and the Women's World Cup, FIFA, Australia and New Zealand. Let's start here, Tom, with the netball. What are you doing in terms of activations that will maybe make people to be aware of the tournament and to gain or have some interest in it?
I must invite you on the 14th. We are launching Netball Friday in Tembisa. It's a start of activations. We will go throughout the country. Some of the best teams, the one team in Mthatha, their team in Maritzburg, as well as in Cape Town. Because we think that, among others, it's an opportunity for Philip is here once more. It must grip the nation of 2010 that Philip is here once more. Not only, but also off the field. There are things that the sport can do.
And Banyana, as they are preparing to go to New Zealand and Australia to do badly in the FIFA Women's World Cup, they've been developing well and they've been performing well for a number of years now. What's your take with that?
How I wish Bafana as well will join that. But without making comparison, we're proud of them. Banyana, I have no doubt. I've never seen such a team of a bunch of winners who are prepared to do anything because they carry the badge and they understand the value of a badge and the colors, the national flag.
While we are there in Banyana, one Andile Sticks Lamini, Mr. Minister, the reigning sports star of the year in South Africa.
I listened to some of the comments she made subsequent. She's not carried by her achievements. She's carried by what she wants to achieve on behalf of the country. And I think that's what sometimes must drive us. We must build element of patriotism in our players.
Yes, I understand her demeanor might be representing what we are seeing in the team.
You know, sometimes you can suppress excellence, but when it comes out, we did not support women's sport. But look what is happening now. And these are women who come, many of them, they come from areas with no infrastructure.
What can be done for that boy in the deep rural areas, for that girl who is so passionate about sport, but there's a lack of facility in rural areas?
I was hoping that the coach or the technical team of Bafana Bafana would be here to see some of the best young talent and identify them at the age of 12, identify them at the age of 20. In these tournaments in villages, you see raw talent, the best of the best. Some of those talents, the prize, you'll be shocked. The prize is a case of something which I can't mention, or a half sheep of something. We need to develop them, inspire them. And that is where I think, that is where the department must be visible. Even a public school must have an infrastructure that inspires young people.
Minister, thank you so much. We appreciate the time you've given us here on SABC News. That was the Minister of Sport, Art and Culture in South Africa, Mr. Zizi Kodwa, unpacking some of the issues that are taking place in the sport fraternity here in the country.